Exactly.
In the workforce, we don't want moms who come home so traumatized that they can't hug their children because they're afraid of crowds because of IEDs. We want these moms getting what they need so their kids get what they need, because these problems are multi-generational. And even in the film I did music for, Justice Denied, you hear the same stories from the men. You know, they aren't able to be intimate when they come home. They're just struggling. And everyone who serves should have timely, superb, and free care. Period. Anything less is completely unacceptable. And the reason I think Marcia and I made this film is we want every single civilian to be as ticked off about this, that anyone experiences challenges, as she and I are, because the barrier, it's not a barrier, the divide between the military community and the civilian community is not good for either community.
Well, and I hopefully this film is going to go a long ways towards accomplishing that. And give us one more time how the people can view the film, and at our favorite word, free.
Exactly.
And certainly I'm looking forward to looking at it, so give us that address again.
Okay, well, to see it for free, you just check your local PBS affiliate and find out when they're airing it.
Okay.
And then you can just sit home and have a nice cool drink, and in your living room you can watch it, or you can show it at your PTA and help people understand you, or, you know, demonstrate it. You can see lots of short trailers on our website, which you have said twice. Thank you. www.servicethefilm.com. And there are always announcements and updates in our open Facebook group, which is Service When Women Come Marching Home. And there are also open, lively, contentious, and very respectful debates on lots of issues.
Well, and hopefully everybody's going to jump on that, particularly the women veterans, and also the men veterans, because it's important as a team, both men and women, to come together on these important issues. And again, the name of the documentary is Service When Women Come Marching Home. You can get a hold of your local public broadcast station to find out when that's coming on for free. And we really thank you for coming on our show today, Patricia. It's been an honor and a pleasure to talk with you and get your side of the story and your background information on this important effort with this documentary. And hopefully we'll be able to talk at you later in the future.
Well, thank you so much. And as far as it being an honor, copy that.
All right.
Well, and honestly, Patricia, you're so well spoken. I want so much success to come to you and everybody that's involved in this project, and we wish you the best, and hopefully we will be able to touch base in the future. As I said, we're going to have Joanne Ivins, our Director of Counseling, come on here in a moment, folks, so stay tuned for that. But again, Patricia, thank you so much for joining us today on American Warrior Radio.
Well, thank you for all that you do, by the way, too. Thank you for your service. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wonderful idea, and I found it interesting that she actually started with a different idea, and it segued into this this service When Women Come Marching Home.
Yeah, and maybe people didn't pick up on it. I think probably some did and some didn't. And I think there are all kinds of stereotypes in our lives, and one of those stereotypes I think is when you talk about a service dog, people think of people who are either blind or can't hear.
But they do diabetes alert. I mean, the service dogs do all kinds of different things now.
And predominantly, reading between the lines, she's talking about service dogs for folks that have these anxiety disorders, chief amongst which is post-traumatic stress disorder. And I get them in my office on a more frequent basis than you would think. And they are so much better when I see them after they've gotten through a little course and gotten a dog donated to them, a service dog to help when they have anxiety disorders, than they were when I dealt with them before that. So it's really an effective therapy, and it's a great point to drive home for folks.
For sure. And since we're talking about therapy, and particularly women's issues that involve our female warriors, we have on the line with us AVET Project's Director of Counseling, Joanne Ivins. How are you, Joanne?
I'm fine. How you doing, Darren?
Doing wonderful. And before we even get started, I want to wish you get well wishes because you had a really traumatic surgery. You had a knee replacement, so I hope you're healing well.
Oh, I'm doing good. Learning how to walk again and not hobble.
All right. Did that have anything to do with boating when you missed us that time?
Oh, no. It's called age. Catching up with you, know.
I know about that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we were just speaking with Patricia Stotter and her group that has made this wonderful documentary, Service When Women Come Marching Home. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to check over the video trailer of it or not, but
I did. Yes.
What's your general impression? I mean, as you've gone through your certification for cognitive therapy through the Center for Deployed Psychology and all of your other experiences, you think this is going to have an effective way to get the message across?
Yeah, a lot of things. Well, the women have to have a voice, and that's going to help them right there to be able to voice how they feel about things and be heard. And some of the things that they could do too on this documentary, which is to help them understand that they need to seek help, which means like find other female vets to talk to. There's so many things that they need to be aware of, things that will help them. And like you mentioned, the cognitive therapy is one of the things that help them to understand things in a different way, because they kind of get stuck in a certain way of thinking about things. And it really, really helps them to look at it another way. And some of the things I would suggest to you is that they need to find someone that is a friend or someone they feel like they can talk to, because you don't want them to feel like they're alone. You know, and they do when they first come back. They don't think people understand, which most people don't.
That's
and so
a good point.
They need to find somebody that they can talk to about things. And one of the things that's really important is that they don't stay home and just, the longer you stay home, the more depressed you get. You need to really get out. And one of the things that they could do is to remember what used to bring them joy, the things that they love to do, and do that. You know, they need to get out and, even if, you know, some people can go back to, like, helping kids at school or whatever it is that brings them joy. They need to find some kind of a joy in their life to help them feel that they're back in, you know, in the groove of things. And you were talking about the service dog. I just came in at the last part of that. That is so wonderful, that program. And even if there's women vets that don't have a disability, like a physical disability, maybe they have post-traumatic stress or whatever, it's amazing what these animals do for them.
Oh, for sure. And AVET Project's therapy dogs, Koa and Boaz, play such an important role, and they will continue to as they get certified, because as Dr. Fairchild coined the phrase, a little dog can create a big smile. And folks, they're Chihuahuas, so they are little dogs. But like you said, Joanne, it's just amazing how it can turn, you know, a frown into a smile, just being around a loving dog, another animal.
You know, just in Houston, Texas, and I went to a couple of events that they had like a barbecue or whatever for different vets that have been physically handicapped. You know, they lost their arms, their legs, or different things. And most of them had a service dog. And it was amazing the connection that they had to this dog. This dog is their friend. You know what I mean? It's so important. It has to be able to go with them everywhere. And they take them everywhere they go, and they won't even, one person that I met just wouldn't even go anywhere without a dog, period. You know what I mean? Down the street or anywhere, his dog has to go with him. So I really, really think that's a wonderful, wonderful project if they can think about something like that. And I wanted to also mention that if they ever thought about going to some of the women veterans conferences they have near them, because they have a lot of different programs they can show them where they can help them. There's so many people there wanting to help them. And it's such a camaraderie to find other women that have served in the different branches of the service. They really need to find women that have gone through what they've gone through.
Exactly. You make a great point, and you have participated in several that the state of Oregon puts on through the Oregon Department of Veterans Affairs, and we applaud your efforts there representing AVET Project's mission. And I think that is important, that these gals and guys, but we're talking about the female warriors right now, that they find ways to get re-engaged with others that share their common experience.
Right, right.
And I,
because they do really feel alone, because when they come back, it's such a different feeling than when they left, because they've experienced so much dramatic things that happen that's not here, not here at home, and us people don't understand. And so they really do need to find people they can talk to about that they feel safe talking to them.
oh, absolutely important in my estimation. And Garen, don't y'all run some retreats specifically for the women veterans?
You know, folks, you've heard me talk about it before, but AVET's project, Recuperation and Reintegration, PR&R. R&R is a term that every military person's familiar with, taking, rest and recuperation. Well, we took a little twist on that. Recuperation and Reintegration, PR&R, is a 3-day, 2-night opportunity for, and we're gender specific. We do them for male warriors and female warriors, and Joanne's been an integral part in every one that we've held. It's really an opportunity for them to get together, Joanne, and commiserate and really touch base with other warriors that they probably didn't even know before they came to the retreat.
No, it's amazing, and especially Garen, you've been so helpful in helping to find the help that they need, because a lot of them don't know where to go, how to find it, anything, and it's amazing how much difference you've made in so many of their lives, because we've gotten feedback from them about what changed everything, is to finding out how much help they can get. So, and if they need to contact you too, if they need to, if they don't know what they're doing or need some help or whatever, and I know you could put your website up there for them to get a hold of you.
Exactly. We always remain available for them, and we touch base with them as after they, I don't know if I want to say graduate, but after they leave the retreat, they have an individualized action plan, which is like a roadmap for them to overcome the obstacles that they were facing before they came to the PR&R retreat. And Joanne, you've been so gracious in the past to offer your home, beautiful home there on the Rogue River, where we've held the retreats, and it's, like I said, it's something that is not done by any other group. We're so well-rounded. Not only do they get treated like kings and queens with the delicious food and the wonderful lodgings and transportation, but we educate them. We give them PTSD, TBI screenings. You offer your hypnotherapy skills, which is, immensely helpful, and massage and all this stuff. How helpful can hypnotherapy be as an effective tool for PTSD, let's say?
Well, for one thing, sometimes, just like we found out when we were having our retreats, that some of them have found out they had never really relaxed. They're always on guard. They're always on guard. And doing, like, say, hypnotherapy, it gives them a chance to actually, for the body, to relax. And it's amazing because under hypnosis, everything can just be relaxed. There's no fear. It's just relaxing. And they just don't even want to get up. They want to just lay there, because they're just, when they're back, they're always engaged in what am I going to do, where am I going to go, how am I going to get a job, how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that, constant memories, so many things that they need to get their brain a chance to just relax and not think.
And I know I'm familiar with Garen's action plans that he gives out, both male and female veterans, and we're honored in our office to be able to be a part of that. We're the experts you can come to and get the maximum opportunity to get the VA benefits that you've earned through service to our country, particularly if you're disabled. And let me remind you where we're at in Brevard County anyway, and that's at the Government Center Bravo building on the first floor, and you can reach us at 321-633-2012, 321-633-2012. And there's county service officers in many of the other states, and you can find them in the white pages. Look under the county you live in and look for veteran services, the term veteran services.
And where you're located, Joanne, in Oregon, each county does have a veteran service office with a credentialed service officer. So if anybody listening to this, no matter where you're at in the states, has a question, you can contact us at avetproject.org, avetproject.org. Click on the contact button. And folks, I think we've kind of driven the point home, and Joanne, thank you so much for joining us in this conversation, that we need to hold as many PR&R, Project Recuperation and Reintegration treats, as we can.
Yes, so much, and I just want them to know how much I honor them. I am so proud of them and the their service and that they served our country. I just want them to know how proud I am of them. It's an honor to be around them.
Exactly.
Thank you, Darren.
You bet. Thank you for joining us again, Joanne. We'll be talking to you again soon, I'm sure. Again, that's
Okay.
Joanne Ivins, our Director of Counseling from AVET Project. Folks, put your money where your mouth is. The bumper sticker is not enough. I support the troops. That's lovely. Get behind this effort. There's no program in the country like it. It's called AVET Project's PRNR, Retreat for Returning Combat Vets. Glenn, we're out of time again. What you got to say to them?
As always, don't forget, think of that.
And we're out.